Okay, grade 11s. This is page 40 from the JPEGD workbook. It's a 2-point perspective drawing question. So we are given the picture plane, the horizon line there, and the ground line, as well as the station point, right? And we're also given the three views of the building. This is the top view, this is the left view of the building. So when you look at this building from the left, you will see something like that. And when you look at the building from the front, you will see something like that. Okay, so now the first thing that you have to do here is to locate the two vanishing points, which are the left vanishing point and the right vanishing point. So I will start by locating the right vanishing point. So obviously I'll have to check the angle from the top view there. So as you can see that this line of the building aligns with my 30-degree set square. So I'll use the 30-degree side of the set square to locate my right vanishing point. So obviously I'll have to draw a line from the station point to the picture plane. So I'll just construct that up to the picture plane, and from there where the line intersects with the picture plane, I'll have to drop that point down to the horizon line. So the vanishing point is right there on the horizon line. So this is my right vanishing point. So please make sure you label the point. So obviously you draw a line from the station point up to the picture plane, and from there you just drop that point down to the horizon line, because the two vanishing points are always on the horizon line. Okay, so this is my right vanishing point. And then for my left vanishing point, obviously I check the angle there. The angle is 60, so that means I'll have to construct a line from the station point up to the picture plane there. So I have a point there, so that point I have to drop it down to the horizon line. So my left vanishing point is right over there, so I have to label the point left vanishing point, which is LVP. So LVP and RVP. So now I have the two vanishing points. So it's very important for you to have the two vanishing points, because you get marks for constructing or locating the two vanishing points correctly. Okay, so from now I can start by drawing my 2-point perspective drawing. So now I'll start with the roof of the building. So when you look at the top view of the building, you can see that I have a roof there, and I also have this part, which is the roof of the lower part of the building. Why am I saying that? It's because when I look at this view, I can see that there is a roof up there and there is a flat roof here for this part of the building, right? So I'll start with the highest part of the building, which is the roof part, right? So please make sure you observe and you follow my method of constructing a roof. Okay, so I'll start there at the top. I have 1, 2, 3 lines of the roof, so I have to extend those lines to the picture plane like that. You just need to extend the lines to the picture plane like that. Okay, from there, obviously I have 3 points now. I'll have to drop those 3 points down. So now before I drop those points, I'll have to project the height of the roof from the elevation like that, and also this lower part of the roof there. Okay, so now I can just drop those points down to those heights that I've constructed down there like that. Okay, so now if you check, I have 3 points there. These 2 points, they're on the same height, so that means I'll use this line, and for that point I'll use that line, right? So where is this highest point on my top view, the highest point is right there. So that means I'll have to plot there, mark off a point there, and for this two, obviously I'll just mark a point there and a point there. So from here I will take these 3 points to the LVP. I have to project these points to the LVP. Why? It's because if you check this point, from this point there is a line that goes up towards my left hand side, and also those 2 lines that are going up in the same direction. So that means I'll have to project these points to the LVP. So I'll start with this top point there, project that point to the LVP, and also this point to the LVP, and the third point right over there to the LVP. So now that means this 2 points that are on that line that I've projected now, and also those 2 points are on that line that I've projected. So that means this point and that point are on this line somewhere there, I'm not sure, and also those 2, they're also on that line that I've projected there. This point will be on that line. Okay, so from here I'll have to project these points, all these points to the SP. So I'll start with this one. I project that point to the SP. Okay, and also that last point there, I'll have to project that point to the station point like that, and also that one there, I'll have to project that point down to the SP. But from here I can just project the lines up to the picture plane, because from there I have to project them vertically. Okay, I have to locate this point right on my perspective drawing. So this point from the elevation is right over there, so that means I'll use this line to locate this point. So from here I have to drop this point down to that line over there. That means I have a point right there. Okay, so now if you check these 2 points, it's these 2, right? So those 2 points have been shifted up. Why? Because these 2 points are not on the picture plane, right? So obviously now I have 1, 2 on my perspective drawing. Okay, so now I have to locate this point. So this point will be on this line, so that point obviously is right there. Okay, so now if you check, I have these 3 points. So now I can just connect these 3 points. Why? Because if you check the roof, there is a triangle shape there, so I can just connect these points like that. This point will be connected to that one, just like that, and obviously I can just join those 2 points like that. Okay, so now I have those 3 points. Now I'll just try and locate this point, right? So I'll have to first take this point to the station point, and when that line intersects with the picture plane line, I'll have to drop it down. So from here, from the picture plane, I can just drop that point down to that line. So this line, why this line? Because this point and that point, they're on the same line, right? So that means I have a point right over there, and for this one I'll have to project that point first to the station point, down to there, and I project it down to that line. Why this line? It's because those 2 points, they're on the same line, because this point is this one. So obviously for this point I'll have to located on that line, same line. So I have a point there, so it means now I can just draw the shape, of the, or this part of the roof, right? So I can just join those 2 points using solid lines like that, like that. Okay, so this is the complete roof of this building. Why? Because that point over there, this point, we can't see it on our perspective drawing. Why? Because if you check this point and that point, they're on the same line, right? And so far I have this point on my drawing, which is this one, and there is a line that goes through the roof inside there. So if I locate that point, that means that point will be somewhere there on the line, on that same line. So obviously that line is hidden, it's just that side at the back. So that means this is the complete roof of this building, right? Okay, so now I can just move and try and uh, draw this part of the building, right? Okay, so I'll start with the bottom part of the building, right? So if you check this wall, where is it from the top view? That wall is right over there. It starts here and it ends there. As you can see, the 2 corners of the building, they're just right over there. So now I'll just check if this line, it's straight with this one. So if I check here, you will see that, okay, this line and this line, they are on the same line, right? So I can just use this point to locate these 2 points, the ground level of this wall, right? So I'll use this point as my reference for that wall. So I'll just project this point down here, and now I'll have to project the height of this roof where it starts. So I'll just project that height to this line, and obviously the ground level of the building is right over there. Okay, so now so far I have 1, 2 points, right? Okay, I'll also project the heights of the window. So I'll just project this height of the window to that line, and this bottom part of the window to that line there. And then now I'll have to project this heights to my right vanishing point. So I'll start with that height there. I'll take it to the vanishing point, and also this height of the window, I have to project that height to the vanishing point, and the lower part of the window as well, like that, and the ground level projected to the right vanishing point. Okay, so now because I have this heights, that means now I can just go back to my my wall there from the top view. So I'll have to project these points to the SP. So I'll start with the corner there. I have to take this corner to the SP, and also the points for the window I'll have to project down to the SP first, like that, and also that point there of the window, no, of the wall, like that. Okay, so now I'll just project those points down there. Okay, I'll start with this corner of the building, project it down to there. Okay, so that means I have the first corner right over there. I can just draw a line up to there. right? Okay, and then the window, like that. So automatically I have the window there, so I can just draw the window there using solid lines, like that, like that. Okay, then the last point there, where is it, is right over there, so I'll have to project that corner as well. Okay, so that corner will be here up to there. So that means this is my front view of this part of the building, right? Okay, but I'm not done with this window, because obviously you can see that there is a window frame there, so I'll have to try and draw the frame here. But first I'll just project this point to the LVP, because this corner here, it's right there, and there's a line going up, right? Okay, so for this section I'll just try and zoom it so that you can see what's happening. So I'll just project this point up to the left vanishing point, like that, and from there I'll have to project this point to the station point. Then where it intersects with the picture plane, I'll just drop that point down towards the window, like that. So that means this is the window frame, right? So I can just draw that window frame there, and then obviously I have to just extend this point down. But for me to extend that point down, I'll have to align my ruler with the right vanishing point. So I'll have to draw a line across this point, right? Okay, from the right vanishing point I'll have a line across that point down, right? So I can just draw that line here. Okay, so now I'm done with this wall, this part of the building. So I just want to move to this part of the building, right? Okay, so I'll start by drawing this wall. That wall will be somewhere here, right? Okay, so this wall, where is it from the top view? This rectangle shape is right over there. It's from here to there, right? Okay, so obviously this point is on the picture plane. That means I'll just draw a vertical line there. So I'll have to project first the height of that part of the building to this line. Okay, from there I'll just take this line to my right vanishing point, like that, my right vanishing point. And then obviously this point I'll have to take it to the station point, because that point is not on the picture plane. So all the points that are on the picture plane, you just drop them down. So because that point is not on the picture plane, that means I'll have to project this point first to the station point, then I drop it down. So from there I'll just draw a vertical line. So this shape, or this part of the building, is right over there, so I can just draw it right away using solid lines. So remember the height is this one. Obviously I projected the height to the right vanishing point. That means obviously I'll just draw a line there. I'll just connect those points like that, and also the ground level, like that. Okay, so this wall is right over there. Okay, so now I can just project these points to my left vanishing point, because these 2 points, we have lines going up towards our left side, right? So I'll have to project these points to my left vanishing point. Okay, so I'll start with this point, take it to the LVP, and also this point, project that point to my LVP and the ground point, the ground level, like that. Okay, so now that means my focus will be on my left side of the building. Where is the left view? The left view is right over there, and you can see that from the left side there is a window. So that means this window and this wall will be drawn on this or in this section over here, right? Okay, so because now I have these 2 points already on my drawing, so it's these 2 points, right? Okay, sorry about that. Let me just do like that. Okay, okay, so now I'll have to project this point down to the SP. So I'll just project that corner down, and then from there I just draw a vertical line. So it means that this wall is right over there. So I can just draw that wall right away like that. And also this section there, I have to draw those lines using solid lines. Okay, so I do have this wall now. Okay, so now I'll just try and draw the window, right? Okay, so remember, if you check, these 2 lines, they are not part of the window. Those 2 lines is for that door at the back there. Obviously looking from this direction. Oh, sorry, I was saying those 2 lines, those lines are for that opening up there. So because looking from this direction, you can see that opening through this window, right? So these 2 lines are not part of the window. Okay, sharp. So now I'll have to project these points down to the station point first, like that, like that. Then from there I'll have to draw vertical lines. Okay, and then the height, I'll have to project the height of the window to that line. So for the heights, I will use this line here. This line is for the height of all the sections, right? Okay, from here I'll have to project these 2 points to my LVP. So I'll just project this point to the LVP, and also this point right over there. So automatically I have the window there. Okay, so I can just draw that window right there, just like that. Connect those points, okay. So this is the window, but now I'll have to draw the frame inside. So I'll just project that corner to the SP. So just project that down to the SP, then I draw a vertical line there, and I will just have to project this point to my right vanishing point. Why to my right vanishing point is because from this point there is a line that is going up towards my right hand side. So I can just take this to my right vanishing point. So I have a frame there, so I can just draw the frame there using solid lines. And then the bottom part of the frame, remember I have to draw a line from the vanishing point across that point, right? Okay, so I'll have a line there. So that means I can just only draw this part of the line there. Okay, So that's the frame and the opening. Okay, so I'm done with this section of the building. So now what I have to do now, I'll have to draw the top part of the building, this section, right? Okay, I can see that already I have this line, which is this one. So I can just project this corner to the right vanishing point. This point from the top view, that point from the top view is right over there, and you can see that there's a line going towards my right hand side, right? So that means I can just project this point to the right vanishing point, right? Okay, so I can use my set square, my t-square there, to project the point to my vanishing point. Okay, so that line, it's this one, but now that line ends where it goes all the way to that point there, right? Why that point? This point from my elevation, that point is there, right? And remember, this line is there, it's the roof, and if you check, this line goes inside the roof, but obviously it's underneath, so it means that line, it goes all the way to there, right? So that means I'll use this this point to get the corner on my drawing. So I'll just project that point first to the station point down there, and then now I'll have to draw a vertical line. So that means that corner there, it's right there. Okay, and then from that point there's a line going down to that point there, so I will also have to project that point down to the SP, and then from there I draw a vertical line. Okay, so but first let me just connect these two. Okay, from there I'll have to draw a line going down across that point. So I'll just draw a line across that point straight down, and then that corner will be on that line there. So if you check, I have like an L shape there, so that L shape must be on my top section of this building. So because now I have that corner, I can just connect these 2 points, and then for me to get this line, obviously already I have this point on my drawing, that point is this one. I can just draw a line from the vanishing point across that point like that. So now I can just connect these 2 lines there and mark a point, right? So I can just draw a line there. That line is this one, right? Okay, and then this line up to there, it's this one here. So I'll have to connect these 2 points like that. Okay, and then right there I can just draw a vertical line. That vertical line is right over there. Okay, so from here what I have to do now, I'll try and draw this section, and this section is right there. It's the stoop of the building in front of this opening, this door, which is this door right there. So now let me just try and draw this stoop. Okay, so now I'll start with this corner. This corner is not on the picture plane, so I can't just draw a vertical line, but what I can do here, I can just extend that line. I can extend that line down to the picture plane, and from there I will have to draw a vertical line, right? Okay, so now my focus will be on that line, that vertical line, and now I'll have to project the height of the stoop to that vertical line. So that vertical line is right over there. Okay, from there, because it's this point, from there I'll have to take this point to the RVP, because this line goes up towards my right hand side. So I can just take that point up to the right vanishing point. Okay, so now because I have this line, that means now I can just project this point to the SP, then I take it down, so that means that will be on the same line as this one. Okay, so that means I have a point there. This point is this point of the stoop, and then from there I can just take this point up to my LVP. Why? Because there's a line as well there, so I can just take this point to my left vanishing point like that. Okay, and then also because this is the height of the stoop, right? And then for the base or the ground level, the ground line of the stoop, I have to project this point as well, up like that. So that means I'll have 2 points. Those 2 points, it's this one and that one. So I can just connect those two, and then I can also draw a line there. Then now for this point I'll have to project this point to my LVP. So I have to project that point up. As you can see, that point goes straight to that corner there, so I'll have to connect those two. So I can just connect those two like that. Okay, so now I have this part of the stoop. Now I have to try and get let me just zoom it out. Okay, so now I'll have to try and get this point, right? So I'll have to project that point to the SP like that, and then draw a vertical line from there. So that means that point is right over there. This point is right over there. So I can just take this point to my vanishing point, the left vanishing point. Okay, like that. Okay, so now that means here I was supposed to draw this line from there up to here, not all the way down there. Why? Because this stoop will hide this small section of the building, so I have to erase that small portion there. Okay, so obviously I'll have a line up. So obviously the corner is right there, so that means this corner can just draw a vertical line up to that line, and then connect that point with this one there. Okay, and then here I can just draw a small vertical line, and then I just complete my stoop there by connecting those points like that. So this is the stoop, and then from this corner there I can just draw a line from the right vanishing point across that corner, that point, straight down, right? So it means that line, it's this line, it's the bottom part of the wall, the right there, right? So now let me just try and draw this opening, this door. So I'll just project those 2 points to the SP like that, and draw 2 vertical lines. I have to draw those 2 points down, so those 2 lines are around there. Okay, so now I have to try and get the height of the door somewhere there. So because the door is right on this line, right, remember I'm trying to get the height of the door. So what I can do is I can just extend this line down to the picture plane and drop this down, and then now I can just project the height of the door. So that means I have a point there. So from there, because this line goes up towards my right hand side, I'll just project this point to my right vanishing point like that. So that means the height of the door is right over there. So where is this corner of the door? So I have a line there, so it means there is a point there. Sorry about that. So I had to extend that line down and then draw a vertical line, and from there obviously I had to project the height of the door to that line, and obviously I have a point there. I'll take that point to my RVP, right, to my RVP. So this is the height of the opening. So if I check that point there, the point of the door, it's right over there. So from there I can just draw a line like that, but obviously this part of the door is hidden because it's behind this section, this wall. So obviously I'll draw a line from there up to that corner of the wall. Okay, then from there I draw a line down to this line. Why? Because obviously this corner is on the same line as the base of the opening, so I can just connect those 2 points there. Okay, and then now I'll have to draw the frame of the door, but before that I'll have to project this point to my LVP, and then now I'll have to go back to the door at the top view. From the top view, so I have to project that point to the station point. From there I can just draw a vertical line, so it means that my door frame will be there. So let me just connect the points. So that's the frame for the opening. So now let me check if I've added everything. Okay, so I can just draw a line inside through the door there, so I can see that edge of the wall inside from this opening. Okay, for me to draw the edge inside this building through this window, I have to project the height of the floor to this line up to there. So I have a point there, so I can just take that point to the right vanishing point. Okay, so for me to draw the edge inside there, down there, if you check here, there's a mistake here. This opening was supposed to be just inside, not outside. Why? Because if you check this elevation, the door opening is right there. So this line, the outer line of the wall, it's this one here, right? So we can't have the opening outside the wall. so obviously the opening must be inside. So what I can do, I can just measure the thickness of this opening of the door frame, which is 3, and then from there I can measure 3 from that line going in, and then I can just draw a line from there. So this is the thickness of the wall there. So the opening was supposed to be somewhere there. Okay, so from here I can just take this point, because I want to draw the edge of the wall and through the window. So I can just project this down to the SP, and then take it down to this line here. So from there I can just draw a line going up, so it means that edge of the wall will be right there, just like that. Okay, and then I think this is the complete 2-point perspective drawing. So this is the complete drawing. I have an opening there on my left side. On this wall there's nothing, and then there's an opening there inside the section of the building, and also there is an opening there, the window, as shown from the elevation. So this is the complete 2-point perspective for page 40 from the JPEGD workbook.